Today is the day that we get this fourth axis installed on the mill. I have some parts that I promised a customer I would make them before the end of the weekend, which basically means the end of the day today. This is a mounting plate from Saunders Machine Works, not sponsored. So that's the edge of my travels. I want the whole chuck to be outside of our travel. So I think right here is the place to put it. Well, that was easy enough. The electrical is installed. Let's test it. All right, so let's jog forwards. Okay, let's jog backwards. Forwards and backwards are the same direction. I don't think it's supposed to work that way. If I had to guess, I would say one of the wires that controls the direction of the fourth axis isn't quite making contact or something, and so it's not telling the machine to turn around. I'm gonna reseat those wires and see if that fixes it. Forwards, backwards. Didn't work. Backwards, it works. I've got it down to about 6/10 of taper per 3 or 4 inches. I'm gonna try to get it a little bit closer. Part of setting this up is dialing in the run out on that ring. That's where the chuck mounts. Right now it's 8:30 p.m. and I have 6 parts that I need to finish today. I'm gonna run a test one out of Delrin because I don't have any spare brass. Here we go. A little bit of chatter because it's a pretty aggressive cut in Delrin with a long stick out. The real one with brass is going to be brass and there's not going to be any facing moves. So that shouldn't be an issue. First op is done on the test piece, time to move to brass. A lesson I've learned from this is that with the Tormach Microarc, it is easier to use round stock and make it into hex stock than starting with hex stock. But it's hard to get hex stock lined up perfectly square with the Z-axis. We had some really major deflection on this part when it was facing that end off. I'm gonna have to change that code. So I don't think I ruined this part. I think I'll be able to save it during hand finishing. It's past midnight and I need to get to bed. I have one part with Op 1 done and another one on the mill. That'll run overnight. Today is Saturday. These are due on Tuesday. Now, Saturdays are the days where I get like 90% of my work done because I still have a full-time job, and Sundays are generally dedicated to family time. At this point, the process is pretty much hit button, receive part, so I can keep doing it tomorrow without ignoring my family. That leaves Monday for doing Ops 2 and 3, and Tuesday for hand finishing. Anyway, this is why we invest in robots. Good night. It is now the end of Sunday, just 2 days before I need to deliver these parts. I've been running around all day today doing everything that wasn't Design the Everything related, but I was still able to stop in a couple times and load more parts. Currently, I have 4 of these dials done with Op 1 and ready to go to Op 2. The one in the mill did not finish all the way, though it did get all of the engravings. It aired out because the part was too far over this way, and I would have gone beyond my X travel to do that final pass on the end. But that doesn't matter, that was just a guide for me to bandsaw it anyway. I'm gonna hand finish these parts in the next video, but there's something I feel like I've done a bad job explaining. The way I work, it's hard for me to make one long video. So instead, I make short videos that are designed to be watched back to back. If you wanna do that, you can find the playlist right here.